Is Red Dead Redemption coming to PC? Hi-Fi Rush Studio is brought back from the dead, and have we seen the Switch 2 specs?
Oh!
Welcome back to 128 Gaming News. This is your quick bit of gaming news where we catch up on the week in, well, gaming. And Andy, how have you been? All right?
Yeah, I'm still incredibly hot and sweaty.
It is incredibly hot and sweaty
It's
here.
so humid.
And talking of disappointments, you being sweaty is one of them.
It is.
I want to jump into the first story of the week. And this is a personal disappointment of mine.
I can't believe
Or disappointment,
I can't
as
believe
you could
this.
say.
Yeah, well, you could say that as well. Yeah.
The Astro Bot controller. The Astro Bot controller. The pre-orders sold out in like the first day, and now I can't buy one.
You literally said in the news about it that you were going to buy it, and you haven't.
I know. I kind of slept on it, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll wait for a minute. And I kind of forgot that the pre-orders went up. And then I saw the news saying, these are selling out really quickly. I was like, oh, God. Jumped on the PlayStation site for the UK, and they are sold out.
Got it.
So then I tried some VPNs to see if they're available in other European countries. They're also sold out there too. And then the story started coming out that indeed the pre-orders have sold out. I don't know if they're going to make more.
No, well, if
They haven't said.
Maybe they've done a Nintendo. They always drop a controller, they go out of stock, and then they don't restock them for 5 years.
Yeah. I guess I was a little disappointed with the Astro Bot controller that the eyes in the centerpiece weren't actually
Good
animated
save,
like they were in the video.
Good save, yeah.
So, I wasn't that disappointed. And I've got like 5 PlayStation controllers
Well,
already.
you need to, because the battery's like, what, half an hour on each?
Yeah. Do you think they put the improved battery life in the Astro Bot one?
Yeah, they would have.
They must have, wasn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah. Yes, but pre-orders are sold out. So if you were like me and sleeping on it, then you've missed out.
Gutted.
And you're going to have to wait for the reissues, which I'm sure they're going to do. It's Sony. They aren't going to miss a trick.
Yeah, true.
Talking of big news, actually,
Oh,
this one landed on us today, and I was really surprised. And I connect it because it was on the PlayStation site that we saw it.
yes.
And that's Red Dead Redemption, the first one, coming to PC.
Yes, finally.
And for all you Ally X players, this is a moment to rejoice.
Oh, yeah.
Steam Deck, I'm not sure about this one because
it might not be.
It might not be. And I've got a feeling that this might be the starts of the PlayStation launcher for PC.
It very well
Something
might be.
we spoke about a little bit.
Yeah, it very well might be, because they've shown they've said it, outright said it on the PlayStation website. Now available to enjoy on PC, but it's not anywhere.
And it's not anywhere yet. No. We saw the tweets go out. Wario64 put a tweet out screenshotting the PlayStation listing for Red Dead, the original Red Dead, or is it a remaster or just an upscaled
I think they called it a remaster, but it's
not really remastered, is it?
No.
But anyway, showing the screenshot of the PlayStation Store listing, and it says now available to enjoy on PC. And I kind of thought it might be a bit of a troll post.
Yes.
But sure enough, I went on the PlayStation site and saw it there, black and white.
Yep.
A weird typo if it is a mistake.
Nah, it's been like rumored for a long time, and we all expected it when they did the Switch and the PS4 copies of it, and I bought the Switch one because there was no PC version, so I was like, yep. And now they've said that, and when you said about it, I went straight to the Sony website. I was like, yes. Then I went straight to Steam to see if it'd been
That's what I did as well.
Yeah, I was like, have they just sort of ghosted this? I can't remember what you call it.
Yeah.
Where you
shadow
drop. That's what I was thinking of. And it wasn't there. And I was like, this might be the start of that dreaded PC, the PlayStation PC launcher that we've heard whispers of for the past few months. So it could be bad news.
I mean, what is it going to be bad news? It's another launcher to deal with, first of all, for PC players, which is annoying.
Yeah.
The advantage is that we'll probably see more PlayStation games coming over if there is a PlayStation dedicated launcher, which would be quite good.
I'm all for it.
The upside for it.
Yeah. The only downside is obviously PlayStation make more money because Steam aren't taking a cut, but that means the games are never going to drop in price like they do on Steam. And
100%.
You're probably going to find less key sellers selling keys for it. So,
and also, what does it mean for Steam Deck players as well?
But that's the thing as well. You'd be outright done, unless you install Windows. I highly
because this
imagine.
game on Steam Deck would be amazing.
Oh, it would be great. Yeah, it would be great.
It'd be perfect for
yeah,
it.
It would be. Yeah, it would be the perfect thing. I mean, you could just emulate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but my then excited head then turns to playing Red Dead 1 on the Ally X.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a thing of beauty.
Yeah, especially like you'd probably be able to push the FPS like so high.
Yeah,
totally.
100%.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool. But yeah, anyway, so that's official, not official, but definitely official.
Well, we're
like
waiting
all
to
the news
see.
we share here.
Yeah. I am hyped for it though. Either way, I want to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm sticking in PlayStation land.
Oh no.
For some more bad news, and that is that the PSVR2 on PC is an absolute hot mess.
Yay!
Not my words. This is the words of Verge, who've been reviewing it.
Yes.
Specifically, the PC adapter that PlayStation have made for PC users to use the VR2 on PC is an absolute mess. The fact that the controllers don't have Bluetooth support, which means they consistently dropping in and out, and there's only certain Bluetooth units that will work with it, so you might have to buy an additional Bluetooth thing for your PC. The dongle itself is trying to rely on one USB connection, but then 3 inputs. You've got the display input, a USB-A input, and a power input through the dongle. So you've got this like keychain of a thing hanging off. And the reviewer for The Verge absolutely slammed it. Just huge performance issues. And to be fair to the reporter, they said that they reached out both to PlayStation support and PlayStation PR, who obviously they're liaising with, and they had zero help or assistance. They were just not interested in helping them.
Is it surprising?
It's not surprising at all.
No.
The headline, which is great, is just, "Good luck with the PlayStation VR2 PC adapter. You'll need it."
Oh, I love that.
It's such a, I hate to say it, but it's such a gimmicky accessory that's really overpriced as it is.
Yeah.
It's a hard sell, isn't it? Especially over the MetaQuest.
It
it's
only
a really
makes
hard
sense
sell.
if you already own the PSVR 2 for the PlayStation and you happen to be a PC gamer as well, and then you just need the adapter. That makes sense.
60 quid though.
Yeah, but that makes sense. Like, again, you're then getting this £10,000 Sony headset, and being able to then use it on the PC with games. Because, as far as I'm aware, there aren't that many VR2 games on PlayStation. So
it's not a huge
paying
amount,
60 quid instead of buying like a MetaQuest or something additionally, like, makes total sense. But if you were going into this cold, like I would be or you would be, not having a VR headset already, there's no way I'd be buying that right now. Like, for the headset and the adapter, nah.
No. And his report on how poor the Bluetooth connectivity is with the controllers, he's literally talking about experiences of playing mid-game and then like your right hand would disconnect and just stay stuck in its space or would float off. And imagine how frustrating that would be.
Yeah,
just be.
No, thank you.
I mean, maybe give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this one person had a really poor experience and it was a one-off. Maybe just had a dud unit.
Yeah, maybe.
It seems unlikely though.
Yeah, I think it's just crap. It needs more time, I think they've pushed this out too quickly without like testing it enough. And I think this will be a viable thing eventually if they, update the firmware or whatever, but right now it seems like a bad move.
Does seem like a bad move. Here's a really interesting one. Moving along.
I'm actually excited about this.
I'm really excited about this because this could mean more than the story in itself is suggesting.
Yes.
But the studio behind Hi-Fi Rush has been brought back from the dead. Yes. The studio that makes Hi-Fi Rush has been bought by Krafton, who are the publishers of PUBG. Tango Gameworks, of course, we're talking about.
Yes.
And interestingly, with Tango Gameworks, they were one of the 4 studios in May that Microsoft shut down.
Which was really sad because they were like, I swear they're a Japanese studio, and it was really nice to see like something like Hi-Fi Rush come out. And I was so excited to see what they were going to do afterwards because I slept on Hi-Fi Rush And then I started playing it like fairly recently, you know, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I genuinely love it.
I'm pretty sure Tango Gameworks did Ghostwire Tokyo as well.
Yeah, I think they did. Yes, I feel like you're right. Yeah.
So it's obviously a hugely talented team that've done some amazing games. I think the other one was Evil Within.
Did they do that as well? Wow.
Yeah, but
didn't know that.
As part of the sale, I'm pretty sure that Ghostwire Tokyo and Evil Within, the IPs are staying where they are.
Yes, yeah.
But Hi-Fi Rush has specifically been named as one of the IPs that's moving with the sale.
Nice.
And I want to quote this because it's really important. Krafton are really kind of leaning on Hi-Fi Rush as an important IP. And they're saying that this takeover is going to allow the talented team at Tango Gameworks to continue developing the Hi-Fi Rush IP and expand it with future projects. So, firstly, that means we're going to get more Hi-Fi Rush content.
I'm so glad.
Possibly another Hi-Fi Rush game.
Yes, please do it.
But does it also mean
yes, it does.
that we're going to see it ported into different systems
like
as well?
the Switch 2. Come on.
Like the Switch 2.
Yes. It is
Can you imagine, Andy?
Match.
Oh, can you? A Hi-Fi Rush on the Nintendo Switch is literally the perfect match.
Would fly. Like, it would absolutely fly. You know, when they were testing these, like, Microsoft games on other systems, like, why they didn't do that as one of them going over to Switch, I've no idea. Because that would have been, like, a perfect thing. Because it's just, like, absolutely Nintendo to me. You know, like, it's got that kind of vibe of... I don't know, like Jet Set Radio and all that kind of stuff. Like, it just seems at home on a Switch system, you know, on a Nintendo system.
It's the vibrancy, it's the kind of reliance on music, the kind of fun combat. It's such a cool game. Such a cool game.
I really enjoy it.
And when it's running, when you're playing it handheld as well, it has that vibe of just being fun, but not being too childish as well. So kind of fitting in with where the Switch 2 is pointing at as well.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit more grown up.
Yep.
It's really exciting. We're going into hyperbole with this because none of that's been confirmed. But we just know that Krafton are taking this seriously in their purchase of Tango Gameworks and are absolutely focusing on Hi-Fi Rush as the important part of this.
Yeah.
And that can only be good.
Yeah, it is, because that was the biggest thing for me when I heard that they were shutting down the studio, was the Hi-Fi Rush thing for me. I was like, no way, they just got started. Like, this could have been something big. And like I said, I slept on it, been playing it on the Ally X, and I've been loving it. Like, it's been way better than I anticipated, even though it launched with really favourable reviews, you know? So it was one of the...
I think it was the second game I played on the Ally X as well.
Yeah.
And that was after experiencing it either on yours.
Yep.
I'm trying to think where I played it first, but
no, it was on mine. Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful game to play handheld. Anyway, it's really exciting.
Yes.
It's really great to see that studio not dying, basically.
Yes, because I'm so happy.
Like you said, they've done such cool stuff.
Yes, they have.
Okay, now strap yourselves in.
Ooh.
For more tinfoil hat Nintendo news. And of course we're talking about the Switch 2 because this week there was some big news and potential spec leaks, and we may actually now know what the Nintendo Switch 2 is and is going to be capable of.
Yeah.
Big news.
It is big.
So this specifically came from Gaming Bible reported on it.
Yes.
The story came from Family Boards.
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, there's been so many like rumors and leaks coming from the Family Boards. This is like a general Nintendo thing.
Yeah, okay. So apparently people have data mined an exchange, a conversation between Nintendo and Nvidia in order to give us what they believe are pretty much the full specs of the Switch 2.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is quite exciting. It starts off with the slightly dull stuff and then moves into the more exciting things.
Yes.
In much as you would expect. So apparently we're going to see a 60-watt charger with GaN technology.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You were explaining that to me earlier because I didn't know what GaN technology was.
Fast charging.
What is it? Fast charging.
Charges quick. It's good. I've got some chargers with GaN.
Why don't they just put that in there?
I don't know.
Get some GaN out. Get your GaN out.
Get your GaN out. 60 watt though, like that's an improvement on the 45 watt currently. I wonder if it's actually going to be power delivery like rated this time. So, certified.
Yes.
Because the original well, the Switch has got some weird protocol that it uses.
It's totally proprietary, isn't it?
Yeah. So like, it's 45 watt, but you shouldn't really use it on anything else.
No, definitely not. Yeah, you will definitely start frying it if you start plugging anything in there.
Yes.
Anything random. Apparently, the dock itself is going to have active cooling of some kind.
Wow.
Now, that to me suggests a huge gear shift for Nintendo, because up to this point, the dock has just been a dumb piece of plastic.
Basically,
with basically a USB-C and a HDMI connector.
Pretty much.
Kind of pointless. It charges it and passes through.
Yes.
This would suggest that the dock becomes more of an active process of the system.
Yeah.
And that the cooling would be to deal with some kind of overclocking, perhaps?
Definitely. I think you're bang on the mark there. I think it's going to be handheld at whatever resolution it's going to be, underclocked for whatever chip they were using. It's going to be severely underpowered, I think, for handheld mode, just to get the best battery life. And then when you dock it, it's going to be like, boom, like DLSS or something up to 4K, and it's going to need like some serious overclocking and active cooling. So I'm in my head, I'm picturing the Xbox 360 fan attachment that you can... just a Nintendo Switch with like 8 fans on the back, like
just all around it. It's in the middle of a circle of fans.
You unclip it, put it in, and then clip it over it. Yeah, that's it.
It ties in quite nicely with that 60-watt charger as well. The fact that there's going to be a need for like a higher amount of power delivery, a higher TPU setting, or
so
TPD setting. Sorry, I say it every time.
Yes, I know. I always want to like go to correct you, but I don't, because the Steam Deck and even the Ally, you're looking at 65-watt chargers for that. Yeah. I know the Ally X can take 100, but they ship with 65 watt. Actually, I think the Steam Deck is still 45 watt. It's the Ally that's 65, So, so 60 watt, like you said, paired with the cooling inside the dock thing, really to me sounds like some sort of overclocking, and it's going to need that extra power. And potentially could be a massive battery as well. So it could be needing that extra juice to pump it up.
It's exciting.
It's
really exciting to see what
so hyped.
Like what's that actually suggesting for like docked performance? Because for me, that's how I experienced the Switch the most.
Yes,
the original one was in its docked setting.
Yeah.
This has been part of this leak has been kind of nailed on for a long time. All the rumors I've heard, all the leaks and spec have talked about the NVIDIA chip that's in it, and it's obviously the T239 chip.
Yes.
That's been kind of nailed on for a long time.
Yeah, it's been probably like over a year, I want to say. It's been a long time that everyone's been saying it's been this chip. So yeah, that's kind of
this is part of the leak.
Yeah.
I don't think's right.
Yeah,
I think they're missing part of the story here.
Yes, I totally agree.
Because they're suggesting it's going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM. And it doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't.
To me, that doesn't make sense.
No, we're on the next gen system that we know is going to have complete parity with Call of Duty games, that we know is going to have far greater third-party support, and that we can expect with everything else that we're seeing with this to be running at a higher resolution, or at least needing, it's probably going to be putting out higher textures and everything else and more power. 8 gig of RAM just seems incredibly low. Like that doesn't sound right at all.
It's like they missed the V off of it.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
That makes sense. If it's 8 gig of VRAM and then 8 gig of system RAM, so 16 gig shared on the APU, then that makes total sense.
And I would be surprised if it was, let's say, a 16 gig overall system. I would be surprised if they split it even.
Yeah,
because like you were saying to me earlier, that the operating system on the Switch is so minimal anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
The system itself is not going to require 8 gig of RAM in order to run itself.
No, it won't.
So it would be a total waste of resources to only allocate another 8 to the VRAM. So if it was 16, I would imagine the split would be different.
Could
anyway.
Even be like 12. 4 gig of system RAM and 8 gig of VRAM maybe, or something like that.
That would make loads of sense.
That would make sense. Could be something like that. Who knows?
So it's either there's part of that leak that's missing, or it's just been misreported or mistranslated, or
I think so.
It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
In a system releasing in 2025 that's going to be future proofed.
But this is Nintendo.
Yeah, do you know what? And actually, it's a really interesting point you say. This is Nintendo, so they always do things differently.
Yeah.
And hats off to Nintendo for what they have done and been able to do with the existing system.
Yes.
That's ridiculously underpowered for 2024.
The 1 megabyte of RAM in the Switch.
It's got a 128 KB of RAM.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The final part of this is they're making reference to 120 hertz display.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Do you know what that suggests to me straight away?
Yep.
Firstly, Gaming Bible seemed to have drawn a straight line and said that will mean it's 120 FPS gameplay. I don't know in what game. Mario 1 maybe.
Just because the screen refreshes at that doesn't mean that games are going to hit it.
Absolutely not. Like what you're going to play 120 FPS handheld. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, 120 FPS on the Switch too.
No chance.
Don't think so. Maybe like Mario, like a 2D, like Mario Wonder or something. Maybe.
You think the Ally X doesn't even hit that handheld?
Well, yeah, it depends on the game. But Call of Duty it does pretty much.
That's a fair point. Yeah,
it's like 110 FPS or something. Yeah. So it's close, but that's going to be way more powered than the Switch 2.
So that part, I think that was the people reporting on the leak kind of misinterpreting what 120 hertz display would mean.
Yep.
What I think that actually suggests is more kind of confirmation it's going to be LCD at launch.
I was thinking the same thing because we've touched on that rumor in the past and we've said that, okay, it seems like they're not going to be going OLED. And now when we've seen everything that the Ally X has been doing, and the reason why they didn't go OLED was to keep the power draw down and also to have that higher refresh rate with VRR, there's a chance that this is correct, that yes, it's going to be an LCD panel that's 120 hertz. It could even be VRR that they don't even market, or that they market in a different way without directly saying it.
Nintendo, I think we've said it. I think we said it in our podcast.
We did.
Nintendo, we'll call it like super smooth or
buttery smooth.
They're not going to quote you, Andy.
Yes, it's trademarked.
You're not a shareholder.
Yeah, I trademarked it.
I love that. 120 hertz display. It does suggest LCD, but in of itself, that sounds quite exciting. Because if they get a really good quality LCD, like we're saying, with some driver level support for kind of smoothing out the frame rates and getting that higher visual performance, I'll be down for it. After experiencing the Ally X's LCD and not missing the OLED with it, just because you got that driver level support for the high performance, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah, me
Before experiencing the Ally X, I was very disappointed at the idea of not having an OLED in a handheld.
Me too. Yeah, I was. I thought the exact same thing, but until you experience it, and that's why again I feel like Nintendo might go VRR without saying, because there will be upscalers. The Nvidia chip will absolutely be utilizing DLSS, and those FPS are going to fluctuate. So if we're seeing 120 120 hertz screen, it pretty much needs VRR to have a smooth, consistent gameplay. And you know what Nintendo are like. Their first-party titles are locked in FPS-wise. All the games are locked 30 or 60, and they are very, very polished games. And I feel like without VRR, if the frame rates are fluctuating a lot, it's not going to feel polished. So it's almost like that last cherry on top magic trick to make everything look amazing would be to include a VRR. But that is obviously just load of rubbish that I'm making up now.
We'll find out soon enough. We're not obviously going to find out anything at Gamescom next week. Nintendo aren't there.
No.
We're still going to have to wait a little bit longer for the release, for the announcement. It's likely to be September time though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. We're definitely going to see it.
We're actually going to have the official...
I think so, in the next few months. Absolutely. Yeah.
September, so we don't have to wait that much longer.
No.
Whether they actually tell us any specs at that point will be interesting.
Might just be a reveal.
Just going to show us.
Yeah, it might just be a reveal, like one of those dark images, or like someone walking around playing on it or something.
As long as they don't do what they did with that horror game, I'm fine.
Oh,
that actually ended up being an animated novel.
Yes. Yeah, that I was really disappointed about that.
Yeah, I was ready to throw Nintendo in the sea.
Where is Elmo? Yeah.
Elmo.
Yeah.
It wasn't Elmo.
It was with Wally.
It's with the Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've descended into podcast madness already, and this is supposed to be the news. Let us know what you think about the Switch 2 leaks down in the comments below. And if you're hyped for more Hi-Fi Rush content, I know we both are super hyped.
I want to go play
Let us
it now.
know down in the comments. Yeah, I think I actually am. That's going to be my evening. And whilst you're down there digging around, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Do it.
And I don't know, Andy, what else could they do?
Watch more videos.
Yeah, why not? While you're here, watch another video from us. It'll be around
somewhere.
This place, somewhere over here. Yeah. And it'd be good. The top one especially.
Yes. Yeah, I like the bottom
one. Until next time. Oh, I knew you'd say that.
Bye.
Bye.